First topic, Justin Marks shares on SiriusXM Ross Chastain has some things he's got to clean up. We today started the process of more aggressively handling that. Artie.
Yep. I love Ross Chastain. I love everything about Ross Chastain. I don't have to drive against him on the track, but if I was a driver, I would probably drive like Ross Chastain. I'm going to race you from lap one. They drop the rag, as Clint would say, until checkers. If you don't like what I do, you can race harder against me. There was a guy that drove this car. It was a black car. You guys are very young, but you might remember it. It was the 3 car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rookie of the year, 1979.
Yeah, and he, by the way, wrecked a lot of people.
Yeah.
And he got in their way, and when they got in his way, he took care of it in his terms. I'm not comparing Ross Chastain to Dale Earnhardt, but when you have somebody that drives it like he stole it, you got to just kind of get behind him. And by the way, in North Wilkesboro, when he got introduced, there were very, very few boos, and there were a whole lot of cheers. So we know what the racing community likes. Drivers might not like it. Mr. Hendrick might not like it, but we like it on TV for sure.
I love that take.
Hey, I'm telling you, when they...
You need to be on TV instead of telling people what to do on TV.
No, because my mouth will get me in trouble, Brett. We're almost crossed the line already. All right?
The people, the amount of cheers Ross got, like the amount, even the boos, he got more than... He was in the top 5 or 6 drivers of how loud they cheered or booed for you. And that's saying something, in my opinion.
Well, we want people to cheer and boo. Mm-hmm. We want you to be passionate.
Rivalries.
Everything. In this sport was built on rivalries. Let's look at the people that the drivers that the fans have hated, right? The 3 car.
Yeah.
Darrell Waltrip.
Jaws.
Rusty Wallace.
Yeah.
Right?
Rubberneck. All the nicknames
just go through all the great drivers. Most of them all went through that time. I mean, not everybody was David Pearson, who could just somehow drive around you without you even knowing he was there.
Right.
Right? It was subtle. Not everybody was Richard Petty. I mean, when they deem you the king, you really can't root against the king.
Right.
Right?
Right.
They off with your head. Don't they behead people for that?
They do.
So
yeah.
You talk about all the other drivers that have come through. I mean, Jeff Gordon, pretty much hated by a lot of people.
Oh,
right?
California guy invades our southern sport. Are you kidding me? Yeah, we hated him.
We let him in there.
What was it, 93, 94?
Yeah.
We hated
Jimmy
that guy.
Johnson, too vanilla.
Yeah.
Now, he didn't crash out enough people, right? And he didn't get in any fights.
Yeah.
But, he was to race against.
Kicked everybody's ass.
Yeah. So, and you kind of look at what this sport is. This sport is about black hats, white hats, boos, and cheers, right? That's what it's about. That's what every sport is, engagement. That's what we try to do. We try not to be melodramatic when we do our thing. We just try to see what you're seeing out there and bring you a little closer to the action. And Ross Chastain takes you to the action.
Here's my thing on this, all right? We're in North Wilkesboro. North Wilkesboro, regardless of what you thought about the racing, was a tribute to our hardcore blue-collar fan and family that grew up in the 80s and 90s loving racing. I went to my first race in North Wilkesboro in 1979 as a 4-year-old kid. I went to my last race there as a teenager in the 80s. And I'm telling you right now, that's what this generation of racing and racers loved, is guys like Ross Chastain. So, of course, he got a bunch of cheers because that's how they grew up. Here's what he's missing, Artie. He's missing the wins. And the wins will come. I think what Justin's got to figure out a way to do is rein in the wrecking of other people and let his talent show, because he has the talent, he's lacking the finesse.
And Justin made the statement, I think, an exact statement, but basically said we can't wreck ourselves.
Right.
Right?
Right.
You're not looking to wreck other people, but you can't wreck yourself. And he's cost himself some opportunities. As many opportunities as he's cost Kyle Larson, he's cost himself as much. So, yeah, Ross has got to work on that. Hey, risk reward.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You can't just take the risk every time. And that's something that every young driver knows. Darrell Waltrip tells a great story about Jeff Gordon, his first time that Jeff raced. And Darrell basically told Rick, he's just about wrecked everything out there. He goes, this boy is not going to make it.
Yeah, well, he ended up doing okay.
He did,
and I think fine. Ross will too.
Yeah, he's just got to, he's got to hone in on his talents. I mean, he's a hell of a driver, but sometimes he's just out there. But I don't want to put a racing muzzle on Ross Chastain because he's going to bring the field up, right? They're going to race harder against him.
Because they're going to have to.
Yeah.
You ain't going to beat him racing wimpy.
Nope.
No.
I'm spot off for it though. I think you let Ross be Ross and maybe have this conversation behind hey, just keep racing how you are, but you need to finish. We need the finishes still. But I think you just let Ross keep being Ross. I mean, he's handled it. I don't think he could have handled anything he's done so far any better than what he has. As far as somebody grabbing onto him, he handled that. Somebody pushing him around the track, he handled that. And I think it's entertaining.
He's a blue-collar watermelon farmer, fifth
He is.
generation. He knows what hard work is.
Yeah.
Right? Not to take away from anybody else, but this guy has worked to get there. Like, his fingernails have been dirty.
Both on and off track. I mean, on track too. He didn't have the best ride in other series either.
I was up there with his dad on Wednesday doing late model stuff with Dale Jr. and I was standing there talking to his dad. I'm like, hey, not trying to tell you what to do, but I wouldn't wreck the green car tonight. I'd probably.
You let that one go?
I'm like, hey, I just wouldn't wreck the green car.
Yeah, that sun-drop car, I'd leave it alone.
Yeah, I'd leave the sun-drop car alone.
I saw a lot of Sundrop T-shirts yesterday.
Oh, they're all
Saturday.
there's so many.
Freaking
Tons.
unbelievable.
Oh, tons.
Yeah.
He is the Pied Piper, man. He does something, you follow it.